Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Taurus, this week we're looking at your energy, your friend's energy, and your foe's energy. And it goes without saying that sometimes your friend's energy can come out as the best thing that you could do for you today. The best thing that you could honestly do for yourself. The foe energy could be that's not the best thing to do. It's not the best thing. But I'm not specifically asking. It just can appear like that sometimes. So I'm just putting that out there. I am asking for separate, like, 3 identities. You, your friend, and your foe. And I'm going to ask of each of you, the cards, your energy, what your motives are, and what your motives are directed towards. It should also go without saying that you could even find yourself in a different spot. I don't know if there's a cross-watcher coming in that needs to hear a message, whatever it could be, okay? So keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. Okay, bovine babies. Bovine babies. Taurus. Okay. Oh, Taurus, your energy is reversed. King in the shadow. Excessive feelings of entitlement. Rulership without restraint. I feel like we're hitting a cusp. I feel like we're hitting the Aries-Taurus cusp on that one. That's curious. No, the deck is mixed. Okay. I don't know. Well, you could be in a situation here where you feel entitled to do something. You want to rule without restraint. See where that goes. Okay, what are your motives here? They're in the reverse too. Child in the shadow, inability to grow up and be responsible. Extreme dependency on others for physical security. Maybe this is what you're dealing with. Maybe you're dealing with someone here who refuses. That's what your motives are. Unless it's you. You're like, I don't want to grow up. I want to be entitled and I want to rule without restraint. This is an interesting energy. Let's see where it goes. Okay, what your motives are directed towards is rebel in the light, though. Challenges authority to affect social change. Reject spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. Oh, this one's going to play different. This honestly could play like both ways here. I feel like I'm looking at someone who is in a position where you need to rule with like kind of without restraint here. Like you need to be the boss in this situation. Now, because there might be someone around you here who's very irresponsible. They're forming maybe an extreme dependency on you or other people for their security. Well, the other thing I'm getting with this too is it could even be like you could have a dependent. This may not even be someone who is, well, yeah, they could be someone who's unable to look after themselves, right? Like it could be a child. The fact that we have child here, I mean, to some extent, like I'm looking at these cards, I'm not going to make any excuses because I am going to go into what this could be too, if this is like a very shadowy energy. But I can honestly, like, because I can see this from the perspective of a parent too, right? Like, well, maybe you do have excessive feelings of entitlement. Maybe if you are the person that brings all the knowledge, the responsibility, you carry all of that in a situation that you have here with someone else. And why? Because there's someone here who is dependent on you is very much a possibility. Maybe there's some rebellion going on here. It could be like maybe you have a child here and they're rebelling. They're challenging your authority. Isn't that interesting? Somebody's challenge, like, because there's a challenge. What is this directed towards? It's directed towards some type of challenge over authority, but it is to some degree, it shows up as a more legitimate challenge to authority than not, because it's not in the shadow. This is to create some type of a change. It's a social change. It doesn't, there's something going on here that does not support someone. This is really interesting. And I'm really wondering here if you're dealing with a child or you're dealing with an adolescent, you're dealing with a teenager, you're dealing with a young adult. Huh. Your energy, you feel very entitled to something here in a situation. Maybe it's maybe you have a child at home and maybe there are certain rules that they're not following, and these rules that they're not following really go against your your ethics, or what you see happening in your home, or what is acceptable or what is not acceptable, or what do you think you can even, right? If you're older here in this situation, if you are a parent, if you're older than your child, you have some wisdom here that you've gained. Now, the one thing that I will say is wisdom applied generationally does not always work because the world is an ever-changing place. I mean, I try to keep an open mind with my own kid. You know, there's things that, yeah, not that he's choosing bad things. It's just that he's very different from me. But I'm like, well, the world is very different now than when I grew up. And I think like some of the things that he's interested in like computers. Not a bad thing in the world that we live in, right? Like but because it's directed towards someone who's trying to challenge authority. Properly though. It's a system here. Somebody feels like there's a system in place here that's not serving them. Now, see, if this was in the shadow, this challenge, this rebel, rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. No, something's going, I don't know. I feel like there's a heads up or something to be aware of or something to see here. Because there's something going on here where you feel like you should be the boss. You should be able to rule without any restraint. And why? What is this directed towards? Child in the shadow. There's definitely a difference between you and someone here. I mean, it shows up in the shadow, right? It's an inability to grow up and be responsible. So I'm going to play devil's advocate in this one. I totally am. So let's say you have a child who, I can even use my own son as an example in this. Like, he can be he's very introverted to some extent. The right people, he can be actually very extroverted. But like, let's say you have someone, I mean, he's 15 now, so I'm not gonna send him off to camp, but if you have a child who's like introverted and you're like, this isn't good for you, you need to socialize a little bit more, you need to get out a little bit more. So you're going to summer camp. You're going to summer camp and it's all new people there. But like, right, that might be too hard of a push for someone because it's not going to help them. Like, that's there's something going on here where it's not going to help them. I feel like you're getting a pushback here from someone, but because it's in the light, we'll see how the tarot unfolds and what the other energies are. I'm actually really fascinated by how these have come out, because from your perspective, I see how I'm playing devil's advocate here, because I can look at you and then I can look at the other side. From your perspective, I do feel like there's something going on and you are the one that needs to kind of rule with an iron fist, so to speak. Right? Because there's somebody here who's dependent. Maybe they're too dependent on you. And the summer camp isn't something that would support them spiritually. I don't know. It's just an idea, right? Okay, your friend is in the shadow too. Your friend is the rescuer in the shadow. Okay, and this assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. Oh boy, what is going on with this? So this is somebody who is kind of like, okay, so this friend is someone that will help you out, but you better be damn well thankful that they helped you out, and that you better reciprocate. Hey, when I need a helping hand, you better also be there for me. That's kind of like how that is. Assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. This is a very interesting dynamic. Okay, the friend's motives are in the upright, knight in the light, loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor. Okay, so their motives are good. It's kind of funny though that their energy is, it's almost like I'm not going to come and save you unless you're going to be grateful. Or I'm not going to come and save you unless, I know that I'm not going to scratch your back unless I know you'll scratch my back. Yeah, that's interesting. Because their motives are, love, maybe loyalty. Maybe this has something to do with loyalty with this in the reverse. Maybe if this person is going to be helpful to someone here, There needs to be loyalty established. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to be honest. Like, in the world that we all live in, I'm like, I don't know. That doesn't seem that bad. Because there's a lot of people that'll take advantage of other people. So I don't know. Okay. What the friend's motives are directed towards. Now, this is in the reverse. This is Queen in the shadow. Becomes arrogant when authority is challenged. What's going on with you, Taurus? Who is challenging your authority and you're pissed? It just feels a little bit like, I don't know. Becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. This is very interesting. I'm really feeling like this could be a beneficial reading to you, because I feel like legitimately for your feelings here, there's something going on. And I do feel like there's something that states, you know what? I'm the one who's in charge here. I'm the one who's in charge. But there's something that's not working for somebody. So it doesn't matter how hard you try to bend it. It'll probably snap, right? Okay, I don't know what situation your friend is involved in here, but I'm wondering now it has to do with you. Because both these cards are very similar, right? What your energy is and what your friend's motives are directed towards. Excessive feelings of entitlement. Rulership without restraint. Becomes arrogant when authority is challenged. Controlling and demanding. That's rulership without restraint. And being arrogant when your authority is challenged is excessive feelings of entitlement. No. What is going on here, Taurus? I feel like you're butting heads with somebody. Okay. Your foe's energy. Well, their energy's in the reverse too. Everybody's having one of those days. Okay. Everybody's having one of those days. Okay. Pioneer in the shadow. Compulsive need to keep moving on. Okay. The foe is like, I'm done with this shit. The foe is someone who's just like, you know what? I'm out of here. Off I go. They don't want to. I always find this interesting on this card. The light and the shadow almost feel very like, are we talking about the same subject here? Because the pioneer and the light, passion for doing and creating what has not been done before, right? It's very inventive. Well, pioneer, very pioneer, very inventive, very maybe even Aquarian, a compulsive need to keep moving on. As somebody who doesn't settle, almost like a nomad. I just need to, I'm out of here. I'm done with this shit. What's the foe's motives? Well, it's in the shadow too. Mentor. This deck, no, there's a shitload of cards in the upright. We're just all, you and your friends are having a bad day. Taurus. Mentor in the shadow. Inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparting false instruction. What the actual fuck is going on here? Because this is like, okay, someone, are you dealing with, okay, you could even be co-parenting with someone here or something like that, right? You could be co-parenting with someone here. And you have different ideas about what to do with your kids. And let's say your kids are most of the time with you. Or let's say if they go to the other parent's house, that they can eat chocolate chip cookies and they can do this and they can do that. And then they come to your house and they don't have an appetite. They don't want to eat dinner. Or they don't want to have their vegetables because mom or dad or whoever lets them eat chocolate chip cookies with their meatloaf, right? Like, so you're like, no, listen, you need, like, there's something here where it feels like it's really important to you that your leadership be acknowledged here. And then, but this foe, right, they have a compulsive need to just keep moving on. Oh, yeah, whatever. The foe's motives is an inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master. See, like, they're trying to keep someone codependent and see what are your motives here. Some type of codependency problem. Huh? Right? Okay. So there's some type of codependency, imparting false instruction. Oh, the foe is a really son of a gun, aren't they? Okay, and their motives are directed towards a reversed energy as well. Exorcist in the shadow. Fear of facing your own demons. Oh my God. There's an enabler. The foe is 100% an enabler here. I'm not sure how the friend comes in. I'm not really sure what the friend's all about, but I do feel like somehow, how would I describe? I feel like the friend is hesitant or something to help you. It has something to do with loyalty. I'm going to attach it to that because this person, their motives are very kind of in a way pure when it comes to, you know, how they deal with people, but it's a little bit weird what their energy is right now. Like what someone's energy is not always their state, right? Any of these cards, they're all these energies can move and change. And God, child God is, well, at least we have uprights. At the bottom, we've had better days before, okay. God in the light, benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. That's beautiful. Child in the light, independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering the fear of surviving. And we have advocate in the light, inspires you to put compassion into action. Storyteller in the light, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. And then we have the child in God. Wow, this is really a fascinating energy. 100%. The foe is coming across here as an enabler. The foe may also be trying to, I don't know, maybe the foe is somebody who doesn't invest much for very long somewhere. Maybe this person is a little bit flighty. I really honestly feel like that you and the foe have some type of connection to a child or children. And it almost looks like you're struggling here to deal with some sort of codependency, like, like maybe too, like even if it's teens or something like that, maybe at your house, you're like, no, hon, I showed you how to do your laundry. You're going to do your laundry. You're old enough to do your laundry. You got to do your laundry. And then they go to the other parent's house and it's like, everything is done for them. Everything is done for them. Right? Like it's something is working against you here. So like it is, your energies are reversed, like your energy is reversed right now. But I'm going to be honest, based on the cards that have come out, like it doesn't feel like to me that you're being I don't know, maybe completely unreasonable. I said I would play devil's advocate in this, but I'm not really picking up. Like I was going to say, you know what, maybe you are, maybe you just feel like, you know what, it's my way or the highway and you're completely immature, but I can't do that because the motives here are like, well, maybe that's it too. Oh my God. That makes sense. Okay, so maybe you're trying to teach someone here. There are certain things that we rebel against, and then there are other things that you don't just go with everyone is doing it, so that's what you do. What are your ethics? What are your beliefs? I feel like you're trying to teach somebody here something very important. And it seems important enough a lesson to you that you need to come down like, no, we're not flexible with this. Because if you're going to challenge authority, there needs to be a legitimate reason for that. Not just, oh, mom, or oh, dad, you never let me do what I want to do. Or, no. If there's a challenge that needs to be made, what is the social change? What is the change? How does that benefit us? What is the long-term benefit? Is there a short-term gain but a long-term loss? And I'm just laughing. I was having a conversation like this with these words with my son. I'm sure he would have tuned out a long time ago. I'm not sure how the friend fits into this. I mean, it could literally be a friend. There could be someone here and you're dealing with, you could be divorced, you could be separated, you just could co-parent, maybe you were never even married, right? Like it could be that too. And you share a child, there's something going on here because this foe is enabling what looks like to me the difficult behavior that you're dealing with or that you're struggling with. So how the foe comes into play here, the friend won't help. Okay. Oh, maybe. Okay, the friend could be like a new partner, or it could be someone that, I don't know, right? Like, it could be something like that. And they're not going to help. The friend is like, I'm not going to help because there's no loyalty here. I don't know. I'm going to ask, how are you connected to the, I'm going to shuffle this again. How is Taurus connected to the friend? How is Taurus connected to the friend? Oh, okay. Like, half the deck came out face down, and one card came out here. Monk, Nun. Selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirits. Okay, so you and the friend could have, maybe you could go to the same church. You could be, and maybe you know each other through some sort of spiritual practice or spiritual belief or something like that too, okay? Yeah, okay. There we go. That's that. Now we have the bottom, Child Magical and Judge in the upright. Judge, balance, justice, and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. Child Magical, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. I don't know. The friend just could be somebody like, I shouldn't get involved in this. This is not my thing to get involved in. Do you know them through that? Okay, tarot. Now it's tarot time. You could even, you don't even have to be divorced or separated, and you could be struggling with this, parenting and like in the same house or something. I don't know. This is such a strange, this is such an interesting energy though for the photo. Just a compulsive need to keep moving on. Is this an avoidant person, the foe? I don't know, we'll get there. Okay. Why? Let's ask why you want rulership without restraint right now. The Magician in the reverse. And the Knight of Swords in there. You were trying, okay, I'm going to say, you're trying to manipulate someone or a situation here, whatever it takes, so that they are not compulsive. Oh, but that's interesting. Compulsive need to keep moving on. Impulsive. That's funny. It feels like for the last week, every time I want to say impulsive, compulsive has come out. And isn't that funny how that played out? I mean, the Knight of Swords is an impulsive card. The Knight of Swords is an impulsive card. But we have compulsive here, and I said that. But reversing it. They both came out flat down reversed. It does literally feel like you need to take control of a situation here, because, hey, if we're going to challenge this, there's got to be a good reason for it. We don't just challenge it because, it looks cool. Because what if that is a system that actually supports people, and we're going to challenge that and break that down? And then what? So we all looked cool, and now we don't have that support system, or now we don't have that, I don't know, like like maybe like something even like in a church group or something like that, where there's a group of people that have come together, like a little committee or something, and they're creating, like, they get used clothing, and they have a little thing in the basement, and people can come in and get clothing if they need something like that. But like that's feels like a really important social group that is created to help people in need. But, if somebody starts spouting something like, well, you know what? These could be legitimate because these clothes have bed bugs, or these clothes have fleas, or we have to get that laundered. Who's going to pay for that money? And who, again, I mean, those are legitimate concerns, but, I'm sorry, my skin is dry. I've been like gardening like a son of a bitch. Okay, so that's your energy. You are manipulative right now. But it almost feels like because you feel like you don't have a choice. Because somebody is doing something here. So, okay, the foe could even be somebody who's already on the table here. It could be their energy. It's just like, if your friend is playing this way, or your friend is functioning this way, that's not good. To just compulsively move on. Oh, it's weird too, because, okay, so the foe could feel like you're not allowing them to move on. No, I don't know. Let's stick with you for a second. The motives, an inability to grow up and be responsible. even be two. Like, it could even be like your kid is like, I want to move out of the house. You're like, you're 16. What are you do? No, I'll be fine. I need to get out of the house. I need to, no. Inability to grow up and be responsible. Because the Fool came out. La la la. Everything is fine. Let's go see what happens. The Queen of Cups and the Fool. Your motives. An inability to extreme dependency on others' physical security. I don't know. That just feels like somebody who's got their head in the clouds. It does feel a little bit like somebody kind of... The world is lovely, and isn't everything love and happiness and joy? That's the wet behind the ears, not the green behind the ears. I don't know. Have you all lost your sense of humor? Come on. I said something like that. I said, oh, somebody's green behind the ears. I was like, okay, wait a second. That's probably, we should probably go to the doctor. Nobody laughs about this shit. Maybe nobody's like, maybe there's not much to laugh about anymore. Your motives. I really do feel like there's a sense here that somebody around you, you're like, don't do this. Don't, I don't know, maybe. Your motives could be centered around love too, right? Like this is coming from a place within you where there's, you have a lot of love here. Okay, so what your motives are directed towards? Rebel, but in the light. What? I'm just going to call a card on it because I feel like some of you, I don't necessarily feel like this is something that you're trying to change. Could be. But could be someone who's trying to change something and you're trying to say, listen, there's no, why are you doing this? No, Rebel. Temperance and the High Priestess. Wow, that is like, this is allow God to work. Give God space to work here. Let the universe allow things to unfold. Why have my nose ready now? I think the allergy season is coming. Yeah. Give the universe time to do things here. Temperance and the High Priestess is definitely an energy that you don't, like, you don't want to challenge that if there legitimately is something that's not wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. I'm trying to understand. Your friend is, their energy is, I'm not going to help you if you're not going to help me. I can't. I'm just laughing because, well, I know. Anyways, let's see. The Strength card and the Knight of Wands. Oh, wow. Yeah, no. This is somebody who really holds back. I mean, this is somebody who could, like, wow. This person could have a lot of energy, a lot of desire. They might even have a lot of desire to do something, but they're holding back here. They are really holding themselves back. The friend is holding themselves back. I don't know, maybe because they're waiting for someone to reciprocate. Y'all gonna have to tell me in the comments what's going on here because this is a very interesting dynamic. Yeah, the friend is definitely, their energy is definitely being held back here. And you're trying, but you're trying to hold someone back. Well, I would say it's working, right? You're trying to hold someone back. Oh, you're trying to hold someone back here. The friend is held back. So if somebody is holding back here, that's showing up as a good thing for you. If somebody is just like, I'm moving on, I'm out of here, that's not a good thing. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't feel like I'm seeing, like, it looks like whatever you're doing is working. A friend's motive. So, right, like I said, the friend is loyal, maybe even romantic. They're chivalrous. They have a love of honor. And that is doing the right thing. That's what their motives are around. So they're the knight. The Four of Cups. Okay. Whoa. The Four of Cups and the Eight of Cups. Okay. Well, I want to say the friend is probably not that romantic right now with anything or anyone. And why? They're directed towards the arrogant, authoritative person who doesn't like to be challenged, is controlling and demanding. I don't know. That's just how you're coming out today, Taurus. And their motives are directed towards the Queen in the shadow. The Queen in the shadow. Oh my God. Tell me something about this arrogant person who doesn't want to be challenged. The Hermit and the Four of Wands. Well, I want to say it's somebody who keeps to themselves. Feels like someone who keeps to themselves. Keeps their own celebration to themselves. This person's keeping to themselves. I think that's what that is. There's a little bit of an energy where definitely you and someone else are maybe butting heads a bit. I kind of wonder if somebody thinks you're trying to control them. I don't know. So the foe is the person that has I just got to move on. I can't do this anymore. I'm out of here. The Three of Swords and the Queen of Wands. The foe's energy is a compulsive. So that's interesting. You have a queen here. You have a queen here. The Three of Swords. It kind of looks like to me that the foe's energy, when the foe has been hurt, the foe, I can't say it's negative ego because the Queen of Wands is in the upright. There's pride. There's definitely pride there. There's a lot of pride. This is a very intricate dynamic. There's a lot of pride there. So if the foe is hurt, if the foe's been hurt in some way, the pride is triggered, but it's interesting because it's not reversed. Although the motives, the Queen is reversed here for the friends. I really am feeling like your friend and your foe is one person. If they're functioning in the energy that shows up under the friend, this is a good thing. If they're functioning the energy of the foe, it's not a good thing. Because oh yes, absolutely. Because then when we get down here with the Exorcist for the foe in the reverse, what their motives would be directed towards is a fear of facing their own demons. The Hermit is someone who faces their own demons. Now, the Four of Wands, I kind of want to say that this is a good thing. This is a long-term good thing. There's a lot of celebration here. They might even be looking at when my authority is challenged, like asking themselves that question with the Hermit. When my authority is challenged, I become controlling and demanding. Why, right? Like somebody could be reflective on that. Like, why do I become controlling and demanding? Unless you're dealing with two people who are very similar but are reacting in different ways. But I really feel the friend and the foe look like almost the same person to me. So the friend, there's something going on here with the friend where I feel like there's some type of loyalty that has been lost through the friend's eyes. Some type of loyalty that's been lost through the friend's eyes. If this is if this is someone you share some type of spiritual connection with, or that you know through spiritualism or a church or religion or something like that, they're holding themselves back. They really are. They're exhibiting a lot of self-control. Like, you're showing up too. Is all of this just your own self-control, self-directed as well? I mean, maybe you are. All of the people on this table, if you are going to utilize such strong levels of self-control, think of the friend energy is what benefits you. This is someone here, okay, like the motive, love and loyalty, honor. If you're dealing in a situation here where that is not apparent, you shouldn't. Honestly, these cards are saying that you should not get involved. You shouldn't help someone, or you shouldn't, I don't know, build a relationship with someone. You should assume that you will get reciprocation. You should assume that you will get reciprocation here. Like, that's how the friend shows up. And your motive should be around loyalty, honor, love, and chivalry. Chivalry to me is like a respect. It's showing respect, right? That's what the motive should be. Does that make sense? Okay. So the foe, right? Like, the foe has a compulsive need to keep moving on. When they've been hurt, there could also be like wanting to do glow up energy with the Queen of Wands. I've been hurt. I'm going to glow up here. I'm going to do glow up. I'm going to go get my hair done. I'm going to get my nails done. It's nothing wrong with, but I want to say that's a compulsive need to keep moving on. Now, the foe's motives are an inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master. Imparting false instruction. Again, if some of you are like, if you're like, no, these are distinctly 3 different people here that you're dealing with, or at least 2, like you and we're always dealing with ourselves, aren't we? Is this reading really almost 40 minutes already? It's so fascinating. So if you are, there's somebody here, I'm still going to say that. There's somebody here who is enabling someone else around you to not be independent. And it looks like you really feel like you need to put your foot down on this. And I can see that with the cards. There isn't, I mean, maybe there'll be more to say with that. Maybe the person who's enabling that, maybe they are hurt. Maybe they've been hurt here. And yeah, I mean, that could be their energy. I'm out of here. But okay, an inability to keep moving on. No, sorry, an inability to master the role. For a student to master an ability to allow the student to move on to the role of master. That is like of self too, I want to say, like understanding what causes us to react to things in certain ways, right? And not be compulsive. Mentor in the reverse. The 7 of Pentacles. It's okay, that's an interesting energy. It's always like coming up with a reason why. There's always a reason. We can make reasons for anything, really. Like why someone, I want to say that this is showing up. Like if this is not the best way for you to behave or act, or it's a friend who shouldn't. They have a good way and a bad way here, right? Because this, to keep moving on is to not stop for a second and think about why we do things. And that's what the motive here is, like not stopping and thinking. It's always having to replan. What's the false instruction part? It landed on the Hermit. What the frick? What's going on? Cards. Oh my God, the Chariot. That's like moving on. Moving on, moving. The foe really is a messed up energy. The foe is like, how do I stop someone from moving? How do I stop someone from growing and being better? How... Fuck. I really don't like the foe. I don't know who it is, or if it's just, you know, don't do this. This is a bad thing for yourself on a bad day. It is. It's the foe's energy is terrible. The exorcist is what the foe's motives are directed towards. Fear facing their own demons. I'll tell you right now, this is a projection. This is an individual. This person projects like a son of a bitch. Oh my God. Everything. This person is unable to really truly be independent themselves. To be an independent, they could hold a job. They could hold a job. They could have a career. But I'm going to be honest. This person is a mess. It's a hot fucking mess. Okay, they are. Okay, fear. What's this person's inner demon? Karma, judgment. Oh, remember I said that the ego, a sense of pride, it gets activated here. Let's double check that Queen of Wands. She didn't come out reverse. The Queen of Wands. Show me that energy. I'm going to flip them this way. The Tower is reversed. And the King of Wands is reversed. Wow. Okay. This person refuses to allow change to happen. The King of Wands in the reverse is a really selfish, arrogant person. And with the Tower in the that's control. Oh, interesting. Got a little bit of control going on over here. So I don't know. Oh my goodness. What's the karma? Fear of facing your own inner demon. What's the karma? Judgment. I don't know. Maybe there's something here. The Ace of Wands. Desire. The friend is holding back their desires. They are. The friend is holding back desires. They're utilizing and exhibiting an awful lot of self-control. And they expect, because their motives are around honor, loyalty, and love, and the reciprocation of that. The friend is also an energy that looks like it is maybe that I want to say this person has perhaps even conquered some of their own inner demons. The Hermit in the upright and the Four of Wands, that is success in doing that, and maybe even looking, why do I become so upset when my authority is challenged? Having a strong, understanding of themselves. Wow, that's a reading and a half, man. The Death card, the Two of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is at the bottom. What's the right road to take? Maybe taking a couple of roads at once here while somebody is paving like consistency. I'm going to go do the extended Taurus. In the extended, I'm going to use the Shadows of the Middle Ages Oracle deck. And the extended, I'm going to ask, what is the unexpected coming towards you? What is the unexpected coming towards the friend? And what is the unexpected coming towards the foe? I think you can read it either way. If you can see that these are either two, counting yourself in that, either 2 to 3 people on the table, they will still present the same way. Or if this is you and you're struggling with what is the right road for me to choose here, right? Consider the friend energy over the foe energy, and we'll see what the outcomes could be. There's 2 options in the description below if you would like to follow me to the extended Taurus. The first one is to join the YouTube membership. You get access to this extended and all of the extendeds, or you can go to the second link below that, and that is just a one-time purchase on the GUMROAD app. Thank you so much, bovine babies. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.